Alliance Insight has forced us to find new cards. Tech time. It's time to talk about some techs, so let's talk about them. It's good to see you. Soul Drain specifically says activate by paying 1,000 life points, and monsters that are banished, as well as monsters in the grave, cannot activate their effects. Now the cross-hatching, the cross-matching, the amount of cards you're going to go across, the amount of decks you're going to come across, you most definitely are going to run into somebody playing Fiendsmith in one of these mashups, or you may even side this against Fiendsmith alone. But outside of that, I definitely feel like this card in general is the power floodgate of this format, even surpassing a card like Skill Drain because of the amount of decks that are touching their graveyard or their banished pile. Now the good side of this card may be most definitely that they won't have any way to stop this or counter it or see it coming outside of something like Harpy's Feather Duster or Lightning Storm or other back row removal. You most definitely have to be aware of a card like this if you are playing Malice or any of these decks that touch your graveyard, because I most definitely see it popping up. Before we move on from this card, I just wanted to mention I do feel like Lancey is going to lose a little bit of steam. Also still be crazy, but with the Adagnister stuff, with all of the new other cards, the sub-engines that don't care anything about banishing, as well as just being able to chump block you, as well as just being able to use hair to kind of set up the whole different pacing than what the deck had, Lancey is just not going to be what it was. Next card is pretty insane and one of my favorite cards in the game, and that card is Festive Fox. Festive Fox specifically I wanted to mention because of a deck like Regenesis dropping. It's almost like they printed this entire archetype around Festive Fox, and I definitely feel like it's going to gain steam over the format because it can burn for a lot of damage. It's like another pseudo Ghost Mourner, and it can help you tutor inside of your deck. Just call it what it is. You would play that card, wouldn't you? Exactly. Dark Spirit Mastery is the other card that I wanted to mention as well inside of Regenesis. You can search the main starter of the deck while also being able to grab a crazy card like Lava Golem. Yeah, Lava Golem. That's right, I said it one more time, Lava Golem. But I just don't think this card over time will stay in people's main decks, stay in people's side decks if they're even siding it. It's going to be good, but the way that people can play with Eclipse Twins and play through stuff like Lava Golem isn't even as strong as it used to be, which I find absolutely insane. With that being said, though, Dark Spirit Mastery being the other pseudo searcher inside of your deck, I'm just saying, you may not need it with a card like Regenesis itself being the searcher and the wheels to everything, but just in case you're struggling to open something up, this is a card you should look at. The last two cards in rounding out this tech time, guys, is Danko Sekka, as well as an insane card like Ceasefire. Now, Danko I wanted to mention simply because of decks like Odeon needing to specifically time you up, flip cards to be able to stop you and negate things. Most of the time, guys, people are playing these trap decks, and they really only have the trap itself being how they answer your board. Now, that's not always going to be the case, but just in case it is, Danko is an insane tech to have right now because of the amount of new trap decks that are entering the fray. It's just my opinion. It's almost like Jinzo's little sister or something. Maybe a long lost daughter even. Ceasefire being one of my favorite cards in the history of the game, came out of Pharaoh Servant a long time ago before many of you were even here. Specifically, Ceasefire says if a face down defense position monster or an effect monster is on the field, change all face down defense position monsters on the field to face up defense position. Flip effects aren't activated and then burn them for 500. You don't really care about flip effects unless you're getting terrorized by some random Mimighoul player, but Ceasefire specifically can burn for a heck of a lot of damage, be a thrust target, and with the amount of sub-engines that we have, I'm just saying if you're looking for a random time card that could do a lot very, very quickly or even play into your strategy, hey, Ceasefire. It's real out here, king or queen. It's good to see you. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Enjoy this format and be innovative. We out. Arrivederci.